Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Three on Thursday. My name is Sue Sanders, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I live at Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. I want to welcome you all today. If you're watching me on Facebook or if you are watching me on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you'll get future notifications of my videos. All right, so we're going to take care of some business from last week. These were the cards that we made last week. And the winner for this week is Terry Jackson. So, Terry, you will get these cards. I will probably mail them to your house instead of down to Florida since you'll be coming home in February. Remember to make a comment on the video so that you can be entered in the drawing. If you are new here, please pop on and say hi so that I know that you've been with us today. So a couple of things. I got some new equipment I'm really happy about. I got a new ring light to go over my camera. I got that. I had it set up last week, but we're getting it broke into this week. And I want to show you something that just came in the mail today. If you are a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, then you should know, or if you don't know, I'm informing you right now, they have a special add-on that you can go ahead and order, and the order number is 162486, and it's for the Sunshine and Smiles dies. And so what you have is two dies. Are they upside down? Oh, that's because they were upside down for me. You have some that will cut out little flowers and a frog. So that's what those shapes are. And you can get those for $6 if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. That's the only way that you can get this add-on, is you have to be a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin. It's not hard. It's a monthly craft kit that comes in the mail directly to you. Usually you have 9 cards that you can make, 3 of each of 3 different designs. And then sometimes there are other projects that you might get. Instead of the cards, you might get a 3D project or little boxes or things like that. So I want to mention that out on my blog that will be posted by 8 o'clock tonight with this video is also the tutorial that you can download the PDF on my blog, and you can get all the measurements and all of the supplies that I used for today's cards. So I'll see if I can remember to tell you what sizes the papers are, but I may forget. But you can go out to the blog and you can get the tutorial sheets. Okay, so Saturday I have a meeting with a group of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. It's going to be virtual this month. And so they always do demonstrations, and so I volunteered again. I don't know why I keep volunteering. I guess because I like doing it, to make a project and demonstrate how to make it. So this is the card that I'm going to be demonstrating on Saturday, and it's a gatefold bendy card. So here is how it sits up. So this little piece has a little wobble on the back of it, and then it sits up just like that. So it's really cute to sit up and show. Okay. I also had some modifications done to my camera stand. So if I'm out of the camera view, make a comment so that Dorothy knows to let me know to move my hands back and forth. Okay, so this was made with the Delicate Desert, or the Delicate Desert, I think is what the name of the stamp set is. And normally these little green pieces get punched out, but I glued them in. I wanted to make sure that I showed those leaves, so I like that to just glue them down. But this is a really pretty card, and I got this idea because one of my customers, Cindy McGee, sent me a Christmas card that was very similar to this on the inside, but on the outside she had it closed in a different manner. But I like the idea of the belly band. So these are some of the dies that are in that suite. So that's a very pretty sweet, and I love the desert colors in it. All right, I have to see if let me. I know that somebody popped up and I seen somebody, but I don't see their chat.
There is
So
no chats yet.
okay, so Pat, I know that you're on here because it popped up, but I'm not seeing you in my chats. Okay. Well, maybe it was just taking a little time for it to catch up with me. All right, so our first card today is going to be a Valentine card, but it could also be made with any other kind of DSP or stamp sets or whatever. And it's made with the Country Gingham and the Country Bouquet bundle. And we are using Sweet Sorbet and Balmy Blue. And then we are using the Dark Mint Macaron Stampin' Blend. So let me get all of this supplies out here. All right, so here's the stamp set, and it comes with this punch for the bundle. And I have to, going to be moving my stand back just a bit. Okay. All right, like I said, he modified this for me and he's made it a little bit shorter, which is good because then I don't have to reach so far to make the cards. The first thing that we are going to do is I am going to take on a piece of scratch paper here and color some of our white crinkle seam binding. And I used about 10 inches of this. So I've got a piece of my grid paper here. I can get it to. So we're going to use about 10 inches if I can find the, and it's got some static in it. All right, so I've cut that off because we're going to color this ribbon with our dark mint macaron, and I'm going to use the paintbrush end, and I'm just going to use it on the side of my brush. And I love this ribbon because it is so easy to color and it will match than any ink colors that you use on your cards. So what'd y'all think about the snow we didn't get the other day? They made that great big hype up for snow and then it melted as soon as it was hitting the ground over here at my house.
That's okay.
So, but I did spend the day stamping in my room, designing cards. I have to start getting better at trying to get 5 weeks out. You think I can achieve that this year? I'm not so sure. So I don't see anybody on here with me today. Terry's on. See, I'm not seeing anything on my phone. So, all right, we've got our ribbon colored and we're going to set that aside just to give it time to dry. Let me show you the card that we're going to make. And this is using some scraps, but this is the card that we're making. Oh, good, Terry. I'm glad that you're here, and woohoo, you did win. Let me know, do you want me to send you those cards in Florida, or do you want me to send them to your home address here in Missouri? Okay. And I've left the card blank on the inside, but it says for you with love. And so this doesn't necessarily have to be for Valentine's. I mean, if your husband or significant other has done something special for you, maybe give them a card. So we'll set that aside. What we're going to do first is my assistant gave me everything except for my card base and my card layer. Let me get those items out. I didn't even realize it today when I was getting things together that she hadn't given me the card base. So it'll just take me just a second to get my supplies here. Some assistant she is, right? She designed this card for me, which was wonderful, except for the fact that she failed to get me all the supplies. So here's my paper trimmer, and we're making the base of the card with the basic white thick cardstock. And we're just cutting it at 5.5 by 8.5, and then we'll score it at 4 1/4.
Why are you not showing?
I don't know. She's trying to fix my phone so that I can see comments, because right now I can't. So we'll get my bone folder out and give that a good score. Then my layer for my card is going to be 4. And that's a piece of scrap I'm going to throw away. By 5 1/4. So you see how I made use of that piece of scrap? It had some things punched out of it, but I made use of it. All right, we'll need that trimmer for another card. So we're going to arrange our papers here, and this is from the Country Lane. Okay, hi Mary, I'm glad that you are here. So we're going to put this piece up here in the right corner, and we're going to put our blue gingham here. And then we've got the blue heart paper.
I think we have to cut the
I
blue heart a little.
Yeah, I think I have to cut that one down a little bit. And I have to cut that one down a little bit. Okay, just about a 1/8 of an inch. Okay, the measurements on the blue hearts is 2 by 2 7/8. So it's 2 that way, 2 7/8. We were modifying this yesterday, and I guess she didn't get that modified.
I think I chose to take it down.
Yes, she did. And this one also needs to be 2 7/8. So it's just a little
1.5 by 2 7/8.
Yeah. All right, now we should be good to go. So that one's going to go in the left corner, right corner, left corner, sorry. Right corner, left corner, Sue. And so now that I've got those placed, now I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal Plus.
Why don't yours have more?
I think we altered yours. I think you cut yours and then we altered it because it was too much margin. It's okay. Everybody can do things their own way. There's no right or wrong. Okay, and you're just going to leave a real narrow border around your card layer. Shove that piece out of the way. This gingham paper is so pretty and it looks so springtime. I really do like it. Oops, had extra. Got a little bit overzealous there. Yeah, I know that Pat was on. She popped up that she came on, but I'm not seeing any comments from her. She is with her friend up in Quincy. So she's staying up there for a while. We'll get our narrow little border here. And the last piece is our blue. And you can combine any of these papers. This card style, it goes with any DSP. And one reason why I really like Stampin' Up's DSP is that everything does coordinate. You know, your inks coordinate with your DSP and your cardstock, your blends. All right, so we've got that done. We're going to go ahead and adhere that to our white card base. So what's everybody been doing? You guys are so quiet. Oh, hi, Cindy McGee. Hey, I got your stuff in that I needed to order for you, so we need to make arrangements to get it to you. So we're going to lay our card layer on here. Looks pretty straight. All right, now comes our stamping. Into my foam pad. We're just going to use this small one. And what we're going to do is we are going to stamp, where are they? There's one I have misplaced. No, I didn't misplace, it fell off. My stamp. Let me see if I can find my little clear stamp that came off the block that I need for my hearts. Okay. Well, if I don't find it, this is really odd.
What happened?
Well, I don't have the with love, and I did have it. I had put it on a block, but now it's not on that block. So we will just pretend that we have it, and it's here on my desk somewhere. I'm not sure where, but it is. So we're going to stamp the For You. And then we're going to take the Balmy Blue and we're going to stamp the heart, the open heart, around that to give it just a little bit of color. Let's do it this way. I'm going to stamp the heart first. That's probably easiest. Then I'll stamp the For You. Okay. But I really, really need to know where that stamp is. It'll show up here. It is probably stuck to something else. I just know it. I just don't know what it would be stuck to. All right. So we'll go on. I need the mint macaron.
This was actually cut out of that paper.
Oh, this was cut from the paper? Oh, well, we're going to stamp it. We are going to stamp. You see the punch. You know, have you ever lost a stamp and you know it's in your room and yet you can't find it? See, here's the block. Here's the block it was on.
Did you pick it up off the floor when something dropped earlier? Was that what dropped?
I don't think so. All right, so my punch goes like this. So one thing that's neat about this paper is that it does have, the paper does match paper that you can punch those hearts out of. So like this paper here, and you can see I've already punched out of it. We can do that, but it's not got the mint macaron. It's got the mossy meadow leaves, and so I really don't want the mossy meadow leaves. So that's why we're going to go ahead and stamp it ourselves. And we're going to stamp the heart. I have to do some adjusting because my ring light is getting in my face. Okay. So I don't really care if I have that little heart, so I'm not worried too much about that. So we're gonna stamp our heart in Sweet Sorbet. And we're gonna come back and stamp our heart again in the blue, because I can go ahead and punch it out and then stamp on the inside of it. And I might have to get another piece of scrap to do our leaves. One thing I have lots of, and that is white scrap paper. And we're going to take our leaves, and you can do this, you could punch this all out at one time by stamping your heart, this heart here, and then putting your leaves right across it. But I want to use up this scrap paper, so I'm not too concerned about stamping and punching all at one time. Oh, you're sunbathing. Well, I am missing my therapy appointments with Dr. Poole. I just want you to know. Well, I can't wait till summer gets here because I've had enough of this cold weather. All right, we will clean all of these stamps off camera because y'all know how to clean them with your Simply Chamois. Boy, not having that stamp is really bothering me now. That's going to be all that I think about until I find it. I knew I shouldn't have put that little tiny stamp on a block. Move our inks out of the way. Let's do our punching. So this punch will line up and punch out this heart. Guess I would have done the leaves. Oh well. All right, so there we have our red heart. Now we're going to punch out. I might have to cut off a little bit of this. The way I maybe didn't leave enough room. That one's not going to work. That one will. And then I will stamp my heart again. Okay, these little bits are all trash. I'll stamp my heart and then put my words inside it when I find it on my desk. And my desk is not that dirty. I cleaned it off. Tell you what, January's paper pumpkin was really, really cute for Valentine's. It was. Hi, Cherie. You're not late. You're fine. We're having a moment here. I've lost a stamp. There's our leaves to put on there. So there's my hearts. There's my leaves. It's just a plain white heart. Okay. I found it. Oh, thank goodness. Now I can finish stamping and put this card together. It was hiding, but it had come off of my block. So now it's for you with love. And you do have to kind of work the with love and put it on an angle, which is okay. Okay. Okay, well, you still all haven't answered my question. What have y'all been up to? I mean, y'all know that my life is an open book.
Well, Terry's been making Valentine's
Oh, that's
cards for
right.
kids,
She's been making
sunbathing.
Valentine's cards and sunbathing.
And Cindy's been trying to catch up on her card making.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's get this card put together. Now, I seen another demonstrator the other day, and I thought it was a really good idea. And that is, she took some Terran tape, and she laid down a couple of pieces where she wanted her ribbon to go so that it would zigzag nice and pretty, because I don't zigzag very nice and pretty. So we're going to lay a piece here, and we're going to lay a piece next to it. Going to take your pick tool and get that paper backing off. Backing, not backing. Backing is when you're backing up from a parking lot. But y'all, I got my car back. I'm so excited. Got it back last Saturday. Still making a funny noise. But so it'll go back in to see what's wrong with it. It's like a brake noise, and we just got the brakes replaced, so I don't know. I think life was easier when we had horse and buggies. We just didn't go anyplace, did we? All right, so now I'm going to lay down my ribbon. I'm going to crisscross my ribbon, sticking it down to that tape. Sticking that side down. So now I have my nice zigzag. And it's not all, I guess I didn't need 10 inches, but I'd rather have more than not enough.
I think it's the way you zigzag.
And it could be. Could be the way you zigzag. We're going to use some dimensionals. And we're going to pop up our hearts on top of our ribbon. Use a little tiny one down here at the bottom. And I want to lay these here because both of them do not need to be all the way popped up. So we're going to go kind of like this. Because you can put your hearts anywhere your heart desires. Haha, pun. Speaking of hearts, did y'all notice the hearts on my fingernails? I have 2 of them. I also have Sweet Sorbet ink on them. Yep, this week was nail week. We have to wait 4 weeks, though, because not next week, but the following week, we are going to be out of town. Audrey and Dorothy and I are taking a trip down to Branson. We don't have any big plans other than to go see the Titanic, which is something that Audrey has wanted to see. So we're going to go see the Titanic.
Possibly the aquarium.
And maybe the aquarium. And I see now why Dorothy used 10 inches, because I didn't leave enough. But we're going to fix this. Let go. She had bigger hoops than I did. So what we're going to do is fix this. Never a mistake. Only adjustments. I'm going to take a little bit of my glue or tape runner. And now let's see how this looks. For you with love. Just kind of overlapping that a little bit. That looks good. We still got ribbon showing. Cut off our excess. We are almost done with this card. Aren't you glad? Now our heart down here in the bottom, we are also going to put on dimensionals for it. Do that. Don't forget, you guys, Monday night is Mystery Monday. So if you want to be included in that, shoot me an email or a text so that I can send you the first clue in an email on Sunday night with the link to the Zoom meeting. I'm going to use a couple of small ones on the leaves. Put 2 of them on there so that they're balanced. I really do like this set. It's such a fun set to work with, and there's even a couple of stamps that I haven't even started to work with that I'm going to work up. On these little leaves, there is a curvature that you can kind of see and tell where it kind of goes to the heart. So there's one. And you know, so many times we think, oh, Valentine's just for our spouses. No, you know what? I think sometimes it's really fun to get a Valentine from a friend. It doesn't have to be mushy and all that. Now, of course, because this was designed by my assistant, Winkastella is her best friend. And so we're going to Winkastella our hearts. I need to get another Winkastella. Mine's just about dry. Okay. Camera, I've cleaned it so that I don't transfer ink, because sometimes the ink will transfer to the Winkastella tip. Go. And I do believe that she went around her blue hearts. I think these colors just coordinate so well together. What do you all think? Do you like this card? And like I said, you could do this with really fancy paper and use it as a wedding card. Or you could just do it without even the heart, you know, as far as the wording goes, for you with love, and just leave it with just that one little heart. All right. So that is our card number 1. And like I said, the tutorial for that will be out on my blog. And that will be posted after I get the video uploaded to YouTube so that it's out there on YouTube. So it's easier to find, and there's a clickable link. All right, our next card is a fun fold, and we are using By the Bay. It's a new stamp set from the mini catalog. I love the papers. A lot of you seen the papers whenever I had it at card class one night, but this is the pack of the papers, and it is so pretty. You have just beautiful, beautiful paper. It's got gold and silver through it. You have that on one side, and then you have plain on the other side. So this is just really pretty paper. You could do so many different kinds of cards, not necessarily just ocean cards. Okay, so we're going to use Night of Navy as our ink. And we are using, this is the stamp set, and then it does come with a die set that has all of these dies in them. So this is like a border die that has for sand. Then it does have the sand stamp. It has the bird die. It has a die for the crab, the die for the seashell. You got the 3 seashells, the 3 little birds, the mussel, this little shell, and then the pearl and the oyster shell. So today we are using a couple of those. And this is the card that we're making. Oops. And I'm using sayings from the Go-To Greetings and Peaceful Moments. I don't know what I'll do when they take away those, but this is our card. This is how it will open, so it's kind of a fun fold. Okay, and so then I did die cutting, and I don't have to do that on camera because I've already done that for us. So we're starting with a piece of Sahara Sand cardstock. This will be going on the inside, and then I took some of that beautiful DSP that has the iridescent swirls in it on a black or on a navy blue, Night of Navy background. So that's going to be that part. And then here's all of our little pieces to stick together. That was just an extra piece. So the way you need to do this card, I'll these stamps out of the way because I need to bring my trimmer back in. And there it is. So you want to score your card, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and then you're going to score it at 5 1/2. You're going to bring your trimmer in, and I don't know how many of you have this trimmer, but if you don't, it's one of my favorite tools, and it is one of the most worked tools in my studio. So I am going to cut off 2 1/2 inches from the front of my card. So I'm placing it lined up at the 2 1/2 inch mark, just like that. And I'm going to cut it all the way down to about the 5 1/2 inch mark, just where that score is at. And this trimmer has little tiny notches that you can see when you get to the point that you need to stop. And I went just a bit past it, but that's okay. Then you're going to come back in, and right there at the 5 1/2 mark, you're going to measure it at 5 1/2, and you're going to cut down to about 2 1/2, the line just past the 2 1/2. And when you can pull that out, then you know you've got it all the way through what you needed to. And then you've got a piece of scrap Sahara Sand. Okay, and that leaves you with a card like this. Now, some of you may not like the little piece that looks folded. I think I cut it too far. We're going to have to readjust this, but that's okay. I thought it was 2 1/2. Maybe it's not. my directions give it right. Oh, it doesn't. It says 2.5, so I'm going to have to go in and correct that. Because you should only have cut it off 2.25. Ding, ding, ding. But we can readjust this by, nah, we're not readjusting. We're just going to get another piece of paper. After all, it's only paper, right? So let's cut us another piece. 4.25 by 11. But I do need to change that on my blog post, my tutorial. So you score it then at 5.5. We're going to cut off 2.25 inches. Sorry about that, ladies. Excuse me. So I'm going to bring this up to the 5.5 inch mark. And I'm going to cut it across. And then I'm going to turn it. And I'm just going to line up my score line. And cut it down then to the 2.25 inch. And there again, it just comes right out. And now I will fold it and score it or use my bone folder. And because I had a cut edge, I just ran my bone folder over that to flatten it out. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our stamping done so that I don't have to worry about that ink getting everywhere since it's a dark color. So we're going to stamp the inside, and we are using the Happy Birthday from the Go-To Greetings. I just think this is a really cute font. And you're going to stamp that up here in the upper right corner. Okay, and then this says, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. And we know that it needs to go just about to the bottom down here because that's the rest of it's going to be open. So we're going to stamp this at the bottom. Okay, and we're going to take that same ink and we're going to use that little conch shell and we're going to stamp it down there in the corner. So that's it for our stamping. So very, very easy. If I don't clean these stamps, I will surely lay something on top of them. All right. So here's this. Let's apply our adhesive, and I'm just using the Seal Plus. And we're going to attach our designer series paper. See, this one would even work too. See, so you could interchange your designer series paper. It is so pretty. And it coordinates so well with the colors. Did you all know that there's a color chart that will give you ideas on what colors go together? I need to get it and post it out there on my blog for you. I didn't make it, but Stampin' Up! Offers it. They used to have it in a card or on a ring, 3-ring binder. Or not a 3-ring binder, but a 3-ring, holder. And it was called their Color Coach. So here's all of our little bits. So what I did, I took from this piece of DSP and I cut out the crab and one of the mussels. And then I took the die cut that makes that cuts out the 3 little shells, and I cut those out from this Sahara sand colored paper. And then on this paper here, it had the conch shells, the big blue conch shells, or they were light blue, they're this blue. And then they also had the, where did it go? This little shell here, but they had one in the Night of Navy, so I cut it out because I wanted some, not Night of Navy, balmy blue. I wanted some color to pop it. Now you could, if you wanted to, you could use your adhesive on your leaves or on your grass. I, however, did not, because they weren't going to go all the way down on the card. They're going to kind of stick up above. So I'm just going to put glue at the bottom of our seagrass. And this is mint macaron. So I'm just laying that there. And then I've got a small one that I'm going to put in the center. Going to just move that one kind of up a little bit so that it's overlapping. I'm going to use another small one. Tiny bit of glue. And overlap that one a little bit. Excuse me. Then we're going to take our other tall piece. Forgot that when I did that earlier, I got my glue a little too high. And we're going to glue that one there. So that kind of just makes our seagrass. We're going to use dimensionals again, and we're going to, I'm going to lose my little pieces because I got them out too soon. 2, 3, good. And we're going to use our dimensionals here on our crab. He is going to go right above or right to the top of our card, covering up our seagrass. Now I'm going to take our mussel, and I'm going to use dimensionals on him too. Except I'm going to have to use my bones. But that's all right, because we got one big strip here that I think will fit. Let's cut it off a little bit. So I am starting something a little bit different, that when you order off of my website using my personal host code, so this isn't the host code for the class, if your order is $50 or more, then I'm going to send you a free gift, but you have to use that host code. And that host code is always out on my blog. So if you wonder where it's at, it's on my blog. So there I'm putting my mussel there. And here are our blue shells that are going to get popped up. Don't fall. And I've got new rewards cards, ladies. So once you get your old one filled, you'll get a new one that, in my estimation, is much prettier. And I do want to say that if you are going to redeem your rewards cards, I really need to have the rewards card so that I can, A, keep track of what you've ordered, and B, have it for the end of year for my expenses. So now we're going to squeeze that shell in there and have it popped up. Now we're going to take our 3 small shells, and I just used glue, but you could use mini glue dots if you wanted to. I just found it was easier just to put a tab of glue on there and use my tweezers to place it down. I don't know, for some reason, y'all are just so quiet. Just must be concentrating on what I'm doing, huh? So there's one little shell. I thought this would make a really nice masculine birthday card. We're always, I am anyway, looking for masculine cards. I want this shell to go down there. And one more. Go over there. Okay, so now we've got that done. Now we're going to insert our inside middle piece. So what do you think of the card so far? Out of these 2, which one is your favorite? There are some times that I just don't have favorites. Okay, so here we go. And I opted not to put any more embellishments on the front because I didn't want to overdo it. Oh, I used a smaller happy birthday. My bad. Okay. Either one works. Okay, I thought that one was kind of small, but I didn't even give it a thought. All right, so that is card number 2. Get that one all cleaned up. Some of this mess put away. I know my phone is not keeping up with Facebook, and so I'm not seeing any comments. So I will have to go back later tonight and read all the comments, ladies, because I do enjoy reading your comments. All right. I love fun folds, as most of you know. And as most of you know, I don't plan my cards in advance. It's just kind of a, when it happens and they come to me, it happens. Usually, hopefully, the day before my videos. Some people work 5 weeks out. I can't do that. I don't have time to work 5 weeks out. But our third card is also using the Country Lane gingham, or the country gingham. And we're also going to use some fine sparkle adhesive back dots. The ribbon that I'm using, this was out of a paper pumpkin kit. So it's petal pink, but it was narrow enough ribbon, and I didn't have any petal pink, and I decided I wanted to use it up. So that, you can't get that anymore, but you can use, by any means, any ribbon that you have. So it's not just to that. Then we are using, let's see, we're going to use the Go-To Greetings, and we're going to use the little hello stamp for this card. And I know, there it is. And then we are going to use, these are all my bits. That one was for the other card, Peaceful Moments. We're going to use from the Good Feelings, You're on My Mind and in My Heart. But our focal image is going to be from the Dainty Delight set. And we're going to use this image right here. And then we're going to do some coloring. that also comes, the Dainty Delight also comes with these dies. So there's a whole bunch of dies that you can use with this set to die cut. And we're going to be using Sweet Sorbet, Petal Pink, and Mint Macaron, all light colors for our coloring. Our card base is 8.5 by 4 1/4, scored at 3 inches. I believe it's 3 inches. Let me double check my notes. Let's see. Yes. 4 1/4 by 8.5, scored at 3 inches. So it's going to fold down like this. Then we have a second little mini card that is 8.5 by 3 inches, and you're going to score that at 4 1/4. Then you've got a mat of DSP that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And then you have 2 pieces of DSP that measure 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Nope, I'm sorry. You're going to have 2 of these, and they measure 2 3/4 by 4. So you can use either side that you want. Okay. And then you need 2 pieces of white that measure 3 1/4 by 4. And that's going to be our inside greeting as well as our outside image. So let's get to stamping. And because I'm wanting to stamp a good image, I'm going to use the Stamparatus. And I already have it lined up to how we have to work this. So we're going to stamp our inside greeting first, and that's going to be done with the Sweet Sorbet. I'm sorry, yes, the Sweet Sorbet ink. Did you put the Sweet Sorbet away?
I did.
May I have it, please?
I was just being clean.
Were you? Yes, she was tidying my desk as I was getting done. All right, so I've got a little mark here where I'm going to have my paper up against. I'm going to ink up my stamp with that Sweet Sorbet, and I'm going to press it down with my Stamparatus. I find that with these bigger stamps that have that bold print, like the mind and the heart, I want to be able to restamp it if I don't get a good image the first time. So like my eye didn't give me a good image, so I'm going to go back over that one letter. And I still want it a little bit better, so we're going to stamp it up again. And we're going to really press it down. I don't guess I've showed you this card when it's, guess you're just going to have to be all surprised whenever I get it put together. Much better, except for the fact that I now have a shadow around it because I didn't clean my stamp. So we have a second chance. Even have a third chance because I have an extra piece of paper. Clean it off. We're just going to flip this over. No, we're not. We're going to use a different piece. Altogether, I had an extra piece. So, pray for the best now that I don't mess up this. Ink around the edges. Just going to clean up those edges on that stamp so I don't get that halo shadowing there. could do it with my finger, but since I'm going to dinner tonight, I don't want to look like I murdered somebody and had blood on my hands, because that would not be very good. So, Cindy, did they get much snow over by you the other day? And Cherie, what about you in Osage Beach? Did you lose electricity again? Okay, not too bad. We're going to leave it at that. Okay, so we're done with that stamp. And now we're going to bring in our other piece of white. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stamp our flower image. And this does go off the piece of paper, so that's okay. I just have to find my black memento. And I know I had it here on my desk somewhere. But my assistant is pulling me another one. Okay. So I did, on my example, I stamped off because I didn't want it to be great big bold black. So we're going to just stamp it off lightly. I didn't really press too hard. I just kind of got some of the ink off of it so that it wasn't quite so dark black. And now we're going to stamp this. There we go. And it's all right that it's light because we're going to be coloring it. And I didn't necessarily want it to be so dark that it just kind of knocked you out. Okay, and before we're done stamping with the ink, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my hello up here in the corner. So it's just a simple little hello card. And I'm going to move that Stamparatus because my ring light is giving you a really bad glare. So we'll move this out of the way. You don't have to see that glare on that. All right. I had meant to color one before I went on air and I completely forgot. So we're going to just really quick color this in, and it's not hard. I do need my readers on though so that I can see those little tiny flowers. And I am using the light sweet sorbet, and I'm going to color in, and I'm using the nub tip, and I'm just coloring in the bigger flowers. You could use any colors imaginable on these flowers. I think that's one reason why I like these flowers in this Dainty Delight. I don't know flowers from flowers. I mean, if they're pretty flowers to me. So if I had to name them, I would fail that test terribly. Thank you, Karen. And Cindy, you said it was melted and it melted fast. Well, that's good. You didn't have any snow, Cherie? Wow, and you had power. Well, that's good because the last time you did without power. didn't you? Or was that just you lost power just because? I don't remember. I just know that you lost power. Yeah, all their big hype about how much snow we were going to get and all of that stuff, and then we got nothing. I mean, we got snow, but it certainly didn't last very long, which I was glad. But oh, I want to tell you a story. So, while flitting around on the internet today, my assistant found something very interesting. Something so interesting that I wanted to share it with you guys because I know you all will find it about as funny as I did. I'm coming in now with the light mint macaron to do my leaves, and I'm using the brush point. So she's reading, and do you know that they are now manufacturing?
No, they're wanting you to use.
Oh, they're wanting you to use reusable toilet paper. So what do y'all think of that idea? I mean, would you want to use reusable toilet paper? I, for one, would not. Now, that's not to say that I'm not for the environment, okay? Because I am, and I try to help wherever I can. However, reusable toilet paper is not in my vocabulary.
Yeah, you could like sew it with cloth and make it.
You
soft
sew
and
it,
felted
you
and-
sew it, and then you attach it to a roll with buttons. You know, I guess they even gave pictures. So tell me what your thoughts are on reusable toilet paper, ladies. You know, I mean, I guess if you're the only one living in your house, you know, but I
There's no way.
I don't think I would.
Cindy's like, absolutely not.
Okay, I'm not seeing that comment.
I know yours is not.
My phone is not catching up with comments, so if I don't comment, ladies, it's because I can't see the comments. Yeah, kind of like old-fashioned diapers, but those were babies. I don't know. Those are babies. And I don't know. There is, as Audrey calls it, Dookie is not what I want to rinse out of adult diapers, teenage diapers, or reusable toilet paper. Now, I know that that's kind of a disgusting little subject, but I found it interesting that with everything that we have, all of this technology, that they want us to go back to something using rinsable out, washable toilet paper. You know, how about let's do away with some of the internet things, like the sites that we shouldn't see or use or things like that. But no, we're going to make reusable toilet paper. So the coloring on this goes fairly quick because you all know me in coloring. But I have started to enjoy it better only while making cards. I don't sit down and color for the fun of it because that's just not fun to me. Now I'm coming in with the light petal pink, and I'm going to do all the little tiny flowers, and I'm just kind of dotting around with the brush tip inside the lines. Not really doing a whole lot, just kind of dotting them with my marker. Guess it's supposed to be cold this weekend. Maybe more snow. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I love when I have nothing better to do. Oh, well, I do, but that's not fun stuff, so we don't do it.
Oh, you'll be working on taxes.
Oh, I've just been informed I have to work on income taxes. Not mine. I don't even have all my paperwork in order.
You'll be working on that too.
My assistant was supposed to do that for me this year. That was part of the deal. She was supposed to keep me on track monthly to do my expenses and income. She hasn't done that. So I went over that. I don't know if we'd need a diaper pail or not, Cherie. Or maybe you just throw them into the wash whenever. I don't know. I do think you'd have to rinse them out, though. I'm going to kind of go over those lines. I use those lines a lot in the stamps. That tells me kind of where to make it darker, and I don't have to play the guessing game. So I just kind of go over those black lines just kind of lightly, and I'm still just using the light marker. And I'm not necessarily going over every one of them because I don't think it's, you're just kind of giving it a little bit of shadow. I'm going to come in with the light sweet sorbet now, and I'm going to do the same thing and just kind of highlight some of those dark lines. Not all of them, because then it would just turn to one color again. So I'm just kind of going over some of those lines to give it a little bit of definition. Looks good to me. We're done coloring. Yay! Now we're going to put this card together. Everything's inked on it. Here is all of our little pieces. Our front piece, our little mini card. All right, so you're going to start out with your 8.5 by 4 1/4. I believe it's 4 1/4. Yep, 4 1/4 piece where it's scored at the 3 inches, and you are going to attach your designer series paper up here on the large part. So okay. Now I have been finding that if I stand up, but my ring light's right in my way now, I can generally get it a little bit more even than if I'm sitting down. So there's that. Now we're going to take and attach. So let me ask you this, and we're not going to be too long. Mary, you wouldn't use reusable toilet paper either. No, I wouldn't either. So do you want to use this side? Yes, Cindy, what wash load would you even put them in? Oh, the whack job that dreamed up this would probably suggest our kitchen towels. Yeah, that's funny. Yes, I am praying for the warm temps too, Mary. So back to my question. This side or this side? So A or B? You guys tell me. This is what the original card used. Was I used A on the outside and B on the inside? Okay, so you tell me, because I forgot that I do have to do one more little stamp, and that is on the inside of this, because I didn't have it on a block.
That's okay, you don't want to lose it.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose it. But this is just a little grassy flower area, and so I'm going to do this in the memento. So A or B? 1 or 2? Give me your opinions, ladies. Okay, so I stamped that. And this will take like 2 sets to color. Because we are
Seconds.
2 seconds.
Don't say it.
Oh, okay.
You'll get censored.
Okay,
Cindy
well,
says 2.
number 2, okay. So I did use the light petal pink, and we're just going to go over, going to use my paint tip, and I'm just going to go over those flowers. Anybody else vote, Dorothy? Because I can't see. Come on, ladies, help me make the decision here. 1 or 2? Can you see it better with 1 or 2? I didn't give you 3 choices. I just gave you 1 or 2. Just going to kind of go over our lines with the green. Guess I colored leaves in with flower color. All right, so that one's done on that. We're going to go ahead and attach that to the inside of our card, because I'm still giving you time to vote for the DSP to use. I know there's more of you out there. Terry, Cherie, Mary, Karen. Otherwise, we're going to go with what Cindy said, which was 2. Okay, that's the only one we got. So, Cindy, should we do 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside, or do 2 on both the outside and the inside? Because this is going to go in here like this. Whoops. No, it will go over here like this with our focal image on the front. Of course, it'll all be straight. Okay. Oh, okay, Karen, you had another customer. Don't they know you're busy on Thursday afternoons? You need to put a sign up. Wouldn't your boss just love that? Okay, so we're going to put and use number 2. We're going to attach this to the front of our, what I call the mini card. I'm almost out of tape runner. Going to place this on this front. And then we're going to place this Yep. I'll be doing good to get done with this card, this tape runner. I might have to refill or just use my glue. Okay. All right. So should I use this color on the inside?
I don't.
You don't like that?
I don't.
You like this, okay? We're going to go this way then. You know, that is what is so fun about making cards, is everybody might like something different, but there is no wrong way. Now, I am using the tear and tape to put the mini card down because I don't want it to come off. So I am putting tape around all 4 of the sides. Yes, it is called tear and tape. However, tear and tape does not like my nails very well. It sticks to it. So I don't need any extra stick-em on my... Yes, this is a very... And you know, it's not a hard card to make for a fun fold. Got a kink in my neck today. All right, and I'm going to do that little trick where I'm just going to peel back part of my paper so that I don't lay it all down and get in trouble by not being able to get it lifted up. I would hate to do all this work and have the card ruined. So I do this quite often when I'm doing big strips of tear and tape. So then I'm going to lay this down. And I'm not quite centering it because I don't want a great big border at the top on the outside showing. So once you get it laid down, now I'm just going to pull out my strips of paper, rub my hand over it to make sure that it's good and adhered. Okay, so there is card number 3. We're going to do some, oh, I forgot something. Oh, goodness sakes. I knew I was going to forget that. Let's see. I think I might be able to fix it. I was supposed to lay down some ribbon, but I think I can fix it because I don't have to take all of this up. See, no mistakes, just opportunities to do it differently, that's all. So what I'm going to do is stick this here. The hardest part might be to getting it straight. Okay, I'm going to cut off my piece here. And I am going to use a mini glue dot to stick down almost out of these two. I have to open up a new box. To stick down the center of this, since I had to do a repair job on this. Okay, whoops, come off my finger. And stay on the ribbon. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick this down across that white. And we are going to fix it and put it up on the inside. Easy peasy. There we go. And because we lifted that up a little bit, we are going to just add a little bit of glue to that side and to this side. Just to be on the safe side. There we go. We fixed my mistake. Yay! Now I'm going to use another glue dot, and we are going to adhere our tiny little bow. We are going to attach this tiny little bow as soon as I find my other box of glue dots, which I had out here. Oh, my assistant, she's saving me for a glue dot. My box is out there. I see it now. It's just under stuff. I always find it easier sometimes to roll it up on that paper than it is trying to put it on my fingers because it likes to stick to my fingers so bad. And we are going to stick our little bow, because I've got a flower there. I think I'm going to stick it over here on this side, because I don't want to cover up all the pretty red flowers. Okay, so there is card number 3. We're going to put on our fine sparkle embellishments, and we will be finished. So we're going to take and put on 3 of these. Whoops. We're going to put one up here. One down here in this corner. And let's see. Let's put one up here in this corner. All right, I'm going to move all these things out of the way. It takes me an hour to mess up my room and takes me 2 hours to clean it and put everything away where it needs to go. This is my number 1 card, number 2 card, cover my glue. Get ready to give me your number for voting for which card you like best. So we have number 1, number 2, and number 3. And we're going to do a little bit more creasing here because it's got that added piece, so it does pop up a little bit. But when you get it in the envelope, but then when the person opens it, surprise. Okay, so card number 1 is a very simple card, basic card. Number 2 is a fun fold, and number 3 is a fun fold. What's your vote, ladies? You won't hurt anybody's feelings if you don't like their card the best. It's all okay. Sometimes I have a hard time deciding which card I like best. And we have to do that on Saturday. We have choices. Everybody makes 2 cards to vote on. All right. Well, ladies, if there isn't anything else, Mary likes number 3. Karen likes number 3. So 3 seems to be the pick. Very good, ladies. I kind of like this fold, but I also love the paper and I love that stamp set. So it's always fun to try different stamp sets. And these are all out of the mini catalog. All right, until next week, which is going to be February 2nd. Can you believe that February is almost here and January's over? Which I'm really kind of glad of, because January just did not start off very good. And so I will see you next week, same time, 3 o'clock on Thursday with 3 more cards for you. Bye. You all have a great week. Remember, do what you love and love what you do.